He just keeps coming here on the Drive Marketing, and it's a pleasure to be sitting here again with my buddy Spencer Ashworth. Hey, Spencer, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. It's a pleasure to be back on here and
You bet.
bring this set of cattle to show you guys.
Oh, I tell you, from the time you text me and said you were working on pictures and wanted to do one of these, I've been pumped because we visited right beforehand. There was two head of cattle that stuck in my mind last spring, and that was a sugar bear that you had and a calf that was out of a bull called Gator. And I knew you would have something cool to look at this time. So I've been pumped for 2 weeks, man. So
For sure, this sale isn't quite every single one of them HL, but we didn't back up on that HL. It's still treating us right.
that's right. Yeah, you bet. That's pretty solid stuff. So right there in Bantam, Missouri, man, these cattle are just incredible. And I don't know about you, but is this something that you guys work around the clock, bringing quality to these things? They're not trader cattle.
No, we've raised every one of them. We've been fortunate to find a small cooperator herd or two here and there to help us get all these embryos put in and make everything happen. But hey, 99% of them have been raised right here. We saw them from the day they were born, or the day the embryo was put in, and the day they hit the ground. But they're all our embryos. All our We've done all the work. They're all our breeding. We aren't trading on them. This is our
Yeah,
pride and joy.
yeah, absolutely. And for those that are new to the business, just exactly what part of Missouri are you located in?
We're located in Southwest Missouri, an hour north of Springfield. They're off I-44. If you're running kind of across the state, I-70, we're probably an hour, 15, 20 minutes from I-70 there. Just north of us, we're 7 miles, just 7 miles off 65 highway. So if you're running up and down 65 highway, it's pretty easy access.
Yeah, absolutely. Good part of Missouri to be in. And man, I tell you, let's get right to these things. You fire up the old sale here with the tag 200, an in God out of a comfort zone that just hits you with presence.
For sure. This mating's been very good to us. Um, the first one that treated us so good, this cow's natural calf, was Cooper Way's champion lightweight exotic there at the Patriot Show that we talked a lot about in our previous episode. And then we were
Mhm.
fortunate enough to sell his full brother, another natural calf out of her, really well this past spring. And this would be the first ET calf out of her. And he sure didn't disappoint. I think this one comes at you with the same unique presence, big muscles, big legs, big feet, and definitely got the good hair.
Oh, there's no doubt. And, there's nothing like you talked right there about this cow's raised two naturals before you get your first ET. And to me, it looks like they're pretty consistent.
For sure. I've been very happy with it. We don't even flush this cow enough. I tell you, we've
Right.
been flushing her once a year the last 2 years, and she just keeps having the natural calves too. And that cow, I probably ought to take a little better care of and flush her a little more often. But she's doing us a good job on both ends, so I guess I'm just going to keep letting her roll.
Yeah, there you go. No doubt. I tell you what, you sure don't back up at all. This next one here, it's the lot two. It's tag 201, another in god out of a lookout female that's got some pretty unique pedigree behind her as well.
For sure. And if you study these pedigrees closely, going back to a high seller we had this spring, um,
Mhm.
this cow's mother and that high selling calf's mother would have been out of the same bull we were using there as a cleanup bull for a while. And those females have done us an incredible job, especially mating them with In God We Trust and anything HL that just seems to be the go-to way on them cows. This cow's been very consistent on raising these In God We Trust. This will be another embryo calf, and I've liked every one of them she's had out of In God We Trust, and I think this one might be a little bit early to say, but I think this one's probably the best one she's ever had out of In God We Trust, and she's had two or three that have been really, really special.
Right. Yeah. When I flipped over here and checked out your sale on SteerBidder, I mean, it immediately stopped at this calf just like I said, I've said it twice already. The presence these cattle have nowadays, it's just so natural and really upheaded and unique built calf. So, but
Thank you.
yeah, you bet. Hey, 203 is coming next. Tag 203, a Maley all out of a female that when I was reading through the pedigree, I couldn't help but notice. Checks in the mail and full throttle down in there. I love it.
For sure. Hey, I'm telling you what, that was before my time of making any decisions. I promise you that. But that mating right there has been dang good to Dad, and I was fortunate enough to show some nice cattle out of checks in the mail, and he did. That was probably one of my most successful years campaigning a show steer was with the checks in the mail baldy steer. But that was a tried and true deal for Dad, and I think this cow. This is obviously the first calf being a Maywee all. I'm really, really excited about this cow. This is a very unique individual from the Maywee alls I've seen, at least here at my house. I've not just been all over the country and seen a bunch of them, but to have the size of foot and bone and muscle, and I mean, this thing has got the big shag a guy would need to compete wherever, and he sure ties everything in together so smooth and so well. I just think a real easy feeding, good kind of fat steer that still's got everything a guy needs to show him any time of year.
Right. What size do you think this one is? I mean, I think people out there that read into this, they say he's a Maywee all out of a first calf heifer. What size, what endpoint are you checking out here?
You know, I know some guys kind of shy off a Maywee all, maybe think being a first calf heifer and being a first calf heifer bull, he's not going to be as far ahead. I'm saying this one can be state fair sized if a guy goes ahead or a person goes ahead and gives him everything he needs and every day of his life goes real good. But
Right.
I think it wouldn't be no bad deal either if a person took him a little slower, but he's no small little bitty one. He's no small Kansas City size calf either.
Yeah.
But with all things we've got going on here, I think it's just a good idea to maybe not have a dead set endpoint and just get him home, make sure everything's going right. But I think that one does have a possibility to be, earlier county fair or state fair sized, as we all like to say.
Yeah, I felt the same way watching this video. I think that thing should look like he had the gas to get there. And so impressive calf for sure. Next, we're coming with the 206. It's your lot 7, another yellow one that's a worth the wait. I have an HL gold one.
So gold one, I had to text Brandon there a little bit ago to make sure I was still thinking right. But he is a Gold Buckle son out of Gold Buckle's sister. So there you go on some more HL playbook. But anyways, this cow I really, really like. I thought this calf was a very unique individual since the day he was born. He's probably not come, or he's not probably, I know he's not come back to his hair like he had. He had the big shag as a calf. This one's probably just a little bit skinnier and a little bit light-haired right now. But I think if you study the pieces on this thing, a very well-built calf that's built for the long haul, and I think can do some damage when his time's right.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt. And that's a unique pedigree, down there from Horn. Take two things that he likes and combine them just that close together. Man, that guy can make it work.
For sure. And on that Gold Buckle bull, we did have a Gold Buckle 620 son that we were using there for a while, and he's no longer with us. But we do got one more Gold Buckle son, or a steer calf out of that Gold Buckle son we had, and he'll be in this sale, and I do like him real good too.
Awesome. Heck of a good deal. I'll tell you what, this next one coming, this lot 11, it's tagged 211. You're starting to see more and more of these amazing grace cattle hit the tan bark, and for reasons like this right here.
For sure, this amazing grace out of the good old HL 725, a Heatwave Jack Frost. We had some brothers to him we sold this spring, and I did really like how they were built. They were kind of two different types and kinds a little bit, but it seemed like if I could get the pieces to go ahead and combine on both of them, you would sure have the one everybody was after. And I think this one's big, burly, and got the real good hair. I'm really excited to see what this one can do. I think he's going to be just a little bit more moderate in frame, but I think his size and weight's going to be right, and he's got the gas to go whenever a guy needs to go with him. But I'm really excited about these Amazing Graces. They got the look and the presence. Maybe some of the others don't, and I think here in the northern country, guys are really getting excited about these Amazing Graces because they got the look and presence that maybe some of us were looking for to go ahead and breed some more southern type cattle and get that extra muscle and dimension and combine all that and make what we're all chasing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're starting to see more and more of these Amazing Grace bred cattle pop up, and for right reasons. So the next one coming at us, the lot 21. It's a female. It's tagged 229, and here we are again talking about something that's hornbred. That's right, out of a pretty potent MAB donor that runs around there.
For sure, this MAB cow has been very good to me. I've probably had some days where I was a little bit frustrated with her because we had a lot of heifers out of her, and I'm waiting for that law of averages to go ahead and work its way the way I'd like to see it and see some more bull calves on the ground. But I mean, hey, when she makes them that stout and still can get out and have some agility and some flexibility in those joints, and I mean, I know I can go on and on about them, but I'm serious. If a guy comes and sees them in person, if he can tell me that isn't about as stout as you want to make one, I don't know. I mean, them things are big, big, big muscled, and still got a wild look to them.
Yeah, there's no doubt that they've got all the punch you could ever ask for. And that MAB cow that you've talked about right there, we talked about her this past spring.
For sure. I mean, like if I've got a lot of cat, I've been flushing her pretty heavy duty. She's still doing some natural work and raising it. She's still being a cow, but I am flushing her all I can. I think we've got some more exciting matings coming up. I think that's a cow a guy needs to pay attention to in our program, whether you're setting in buying steers or buying females, because I don't know how much longer I'm going to turn loose of females on this cow as of the fact that we're just reverse sorting and using sex semen on all these flushes at this point, since the law of average has been so hard on us. But because I'd like to retain some females at some point on this cow, but because I think they're going to be the ones that keep me rolling in the future. But I think she's done a lot of good for me, and I think and hope that she can do a lot of good for a lot of other people that have took the leap of faith and trusted in our program.
Right. You know, going through there's a lot 9 steer that I think is out of that same cow, that MAB cow, and a bull called Waymaker.
For sure. This Waymaker bull is also a That's Right son. So the funny thing about when this flush was decided, Mom and Dad had come to see me, and when I was working for Brandon, and we were going through the bullpen, and Dad's like, "What is that thing?" And I said, "That thing's a Waymaker." He's like, we got to get some of that, get back home and flush that cow that way. So I think Dad had the good eye on that one. I'd like that bull every day, seeing him around there, but he was juiced up and ready to use him right then. So he got that semen home and flushed that cow, and here's the prodigy.
Awesome. Well, there's no doubt, Spencer, if you guy just takes just a minute and clicks on your sale there at SteerBidder, and you just roll through these cattle, there's lots of quality. But I tell you what, there's lots of color too, lots of options. Looks to me like tons of different endpoints. I mean, talk about the ones that we didn't feature. Hit on a few of those ones in there that really stand out to you, in terms of some different alternatives.
For sure. You said it just right. I mean, we got them we got more than we've ever had by a long shot as far as state fair sized, big, burly, woofy, like everybody likes them. And we still went ahead and offered some of those that were a little smaller and a little farther behind. And I shouldn't say farther behind, because I think all of them are in good rig and ready to go, but maybe some of those that were a little smaller and maybe need to go towards like a Kansas City or a later state fair type deal.
Right.
But one that I think as a heifer that I think is very unique to pay attention to would be lot 25, tag 237.
Okay.
If you paid attention to our spring sale, this one's grandmother would have raised our high seller, and she's a Bear Mountain. And I just think this is it's going to be a commercial heifer, but I just think that's a very unique one that I'm probably kicking myself. I mean, I'm kicking myself on a lot of all these heifers and letting them go, but hey, we got to do what we got to do to keep her all rolling. But I think that's a unique one. I think there's several steers in here that'll go ahead and register some of these Maywealls and data banks. They'll register for some folks, get some of those steers spread out a little bit at some of these shows. And there'll also be a few heifers in here that'll do the same thing. We don't just have an overabundance of breed cattle, but we try to get a few mixed in there where if somebody's looking to kind of get out of the crossbreds here and there at some of those jackpots and not have everybody jammed up in the same deal, it's good for us and good for them both.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, no doubt. Well, hey, it's the Ashworth show cattle. It's your sale on SteerBidder closes October the 8th. Cattle right now, they're at Urbana. They can be looked at. They're ready to look at.
For sure, they're ready anytime, daylight till dark. And hey, if you're running late, we'll find a way with the lights. We'll make it work. We're here to help you. Don't hesitate to call or text. Because I want you to get the calf that you like, that fits your needs. I mean, that's the biggest thing to me is I don't want you to just get a calf. I want it to be the one you like. I want it to be the one you're happy with. You know what your strong suits are, or if this is going to fit your need and it's still the one you like, because it all goes a whole lot better when everybody's happy than getting something we didn't quite need and it wasn't going to fit the bill we thought it was. So I'm here to help you. I want it to be a good experience for everybody.
Yep, good deal. Well, hey, who do they get a hold of? Guy wants to visit with you on telephone, just pick up phone, call you, right?
Yep, pick up the phone, call me. I'm pretty easy to get a hold of. You know, if we get a little closer to sale day and we're fortunate to have a lot of phone calls, it may take me just a few minutes to get back to you, but I'll be getting back to you as soon as I can, and call anytime. I'm here to help you, and if I can't answer and you're in an immediate need something real fast, Dad, even better, don't be afraid to call Dad. He's here to do the same thing. So either one of us, you feel more comfortable calling, don't be afraid, or text too. We'll text back. Sometimes it's a little easier to talk on the phone for me with a headset and keep moving than it is to stop and send a long text. So sometimes if you got a longer question, you may get a call back from me and see if I can get it resolved that way instead of sending a real long text back.
Absolutely. Well, hey, Spencer, I got to tell you, it's always a pleasure to visit with you. It's always a pleasure to go through your sale and see the culmination of your hard work here that's going to happen on October the 8th. So good luck to you and your dad, James. And man, I'm looking forward to it. See you next time.
Sounds good. I sure appreciate you having me, and look forward to doing it again.
You bet. Our pleasure. Thank you and good luck.